Grand Rising, I am Empress El Bay, and this is the Morris News Network. If you would like to follow us and join our group, you can find us on Telegram at the Morris News Network. Invite link provided in the description below. And if any of the information provided within this video, past videos, or our message at the Morris News Network resonates with you and you would like to support our mission, then please by all means like, share, and subscribe to our channel to get this information out there to others that may need what we are sharing in these critical times that we are living in today. We are live again on the show that we call The Shift with Empress, Adaora, and Phoenix Star. Empress Phoenix Star will be pretty much signing in today and doing the show. Empress Adaora is not here for this particular show, but we hope to see our sister on here for the next one. Okay, now we are going to speak on safe locations for the pole shift, the spiritual shift, food preservation and storage, herbs, survival practices, tools, and get a lot more education on what the pole shift is and just different things that she's going to touch on today, and again, and so much more we're going to talk about. So without further ado, I yield the floor to Empress Phoenix Star. Empress Phoenix Star, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and you, Empress?
Oh, I am doing well, very well, and I'm glad that you asked. And I just want you to jump right on in. We've been talking about a lot of different things. If you can please tell them what they are looking at so people can get a good idea of basically, I guess, what we need to look forward to with the pole shift.
Absolutely. Thank you, Empress. Okay, everyone, this is something that I just recently received from Adaora. I'm so glad that I have, some sort of open communication with them, and anyone could, because it's another channel on Telegram. This right here is the last trimester of Planet X once it actually, is within our, well, it's actually here now. You can actually, see it. You see remnants of it. These are the actual events that happen that lead up to the pole shift. And as you know, Planet X is already up there. Nibiru, some know it as Nibiru. These are the events, and the first set of events happen for 9 days. From the first to the 9th day is the severe wobble. This is something that they state will happen. And then the static lean to the left for 4.5 days. For 2.5 days, there's a progression, and 3 days of darkness. Now I want to stop right there. Empress and I were discussing some things about this 3 days of darkness. I don't know how much all of you researched, but this 3 day of darkness has been thrown around in circles right now. And that's a concern that Empress and I have, is that this has been brought up more than once about the 3 days of darkness. Now, after the 3 days of darkness, 6 days of sunrise west, then there's supposed to be a slow rotation for 18 days. And then 6 days, the rotation is supposed to stop, talking about the Earth, and then the pole shift takes place. Now, this is something that was discussed back in 2009. So, in other words, a lot of this stuff that we're seeing, experiencing, has been known for a very, very long time. And I just wanted to point this out to y'all. Make sure that there's an article that goes along with this. I'm not going to go into the article. What I'll do is I'll make sure that Empress Sade has the actual link, so that way you can do some of the research yourself. But I just wanted to give you an overview of the sequence of events that lead up to the pole shift. These are the events that are supposed to happen. All I know is, for me, if I start seeing 3 days of darkness, I'm going to be a little concerned. Actually, for me, I'm going to actually write down these events and put them in a notebook. Because, just in case this is actually happening, I will know exactly what time it is. And you will too. So that was one thing I wanted to share with you. This is the site, and I'll make sure that this is called the last trimester event timeline. I'm going to make sure that Empress has this particular link. And also, I'd like to thank Zeta Talk for allowing me on Telegram to acquire information from this and to also be able to talk with them and ask them questions for information. I really appreciate that.
And Empress Phoenix Star, could you speak up a little bit? I think it sounds kind of low, just in case.
Okay. Let me move I'm on a monitor. Let me point my laptop toward me. Can you hear me a little better now?
Yep. Sure.
Okay. Okay. Do you think anybody missed anything that I discussed? I don't think so.
No, they probably didn't. It just was, I might have been a little low at the time.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure everybody knows that I'll give the link to Empress Sade, so that way you can look at the picture that I was just going over, the days and the sequence of events for the post shift. Also, this is the actual site here. You'll be able to read all the different things that are going to be taking place. And here's that illustration here. And there's some red writing there. And there's also people talking, discussing and asking questions and all. So you'll get a copy of that. Now, I promised everybody that, Empress, you have any questions if you're there, sweetie?
Well, I do want to say something about what you just had up, the last trimester, and I'm going to say this. Guys, we're going to go over some things today. We're going to talk about different dates, but please do not get stuck on dates. This is where your intuition is going to kick in, and you're going to have to see and be that judge for yourself if you do believe that these things are taking place earlier than those dates or have already taken place, because it's been speculation that these, this stuff has not happened yet and will, but then there are others that are talking about that this is upon us now, or it has already happened. So we're going to have to, really do our own investigation, and again, trust your intuition and do your research. If you study, you'll be able to tell for yourself, because me and Empress Phoenix were just talking about, they was talking about a severe wobble. We don't know for a fact if that has happened yet. That was I think the first week, what does that say, 9 days?
Yeah.
But I will say this, on mainstream media, we put into the Moors News Network on our group chat, I have put an article in there where they were talking about the moon wobbling. They had an article on the moon wobbling not too long ago, and it caught my attention, and I thought about the post shift. I said, let me put this out there, because a lot of times they'll give you dates that'll be far, far away, and that information normally is already happening. It's either something that's happening now, or is about to happen, or it has been happening. So, I just want to throw that out there before we move forward, because I know she's going to give some timelines and, get the ball rolling, but I don't want you to solely focus on that timeline, just in case things, happen sooner than what you think. That's all I want to say.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, because, guys, we're getting this information from different sources, and basically all we can do is share this information with you. We're not saying that this is going to happen this time, that time. We really don't know. And I think when we first started the series, we pretty much said that, it's hard to know because we really don't. And I'm going to show you why we don't know. But the thing is like Empress Sade mentioned, you're going to have to go off your instincts. Okay? You're going to have to know inside of you. Just at least look at the progression of the events, like she mentioned, and be able to realize, what time it is, We're not trying to fearmonger. We're basically just wanting to provide information to you, also to help you prepare for taking care of yourself during these times. Now, to piggyback on what we're talking about now, there is something that I'd like to show you that was disclosed to me just in the last few days. So we have one individual that's working with this information that's telling us that the post shift is going to occur in 2023. Okay. We also have someone that's telling us that it's going to happen in 2026. See what Empress Sade was talking about? We're getting different dates and times. That's why we're going to have to look for the signs. Back in the olden days, I'll say olden days, back in the olden days, generations before us, they were able to read the land. They were able to see the signs in nature. This is why it's so important to get back into nature, is to be able to read the signs. So no matter what dates we go into as far as what we're presenting to you, we also have to use our intuition. This is the time to use our intuition. And this is also the time to listen to all the information you can on it to come up with a sound decision for yourself. So I'm showing you I'm telling you two different people, or that I'll say entities or groups that are saying that there's two different years that we're dealing with. But at the same time, like Empress Sade mentioned, we don't know if it's happening like right now, especially when she was just talking about the moon wobble. We don't know. 2026 is what this particular article is stating, is the time frame that the shift will take place. Now, as you can see right here where I'm highlighting, this has been a discussion for a very long time. That says 1995. So since 1995, this has been a discussion. Now, Stitchen's book, The 12 Planets, I read that when it first came out. I'm not going to say how old I was, but I was very young. Very young when that 12 Planet book came out. Okay? So I actually really started reading this when I was a teenager, guys. You hear me? This is not new to me. So I read the 12th Planet when I was a teenager. Okay. No lie. And the thing about it is that this right here, I wonder when that book came out. I was a teenager, 20. I was very young. That's all I know. I was very young when that came out. Because when I read the book, if I'm not mistaken, it was in the 80s that book came out. And the thing is that I do recall reading in that book where he had like a diagram of Nibiru in the book. And he had like a timeline listed there. The way I looked at it when I saw it, I thought it was going to be in 2005. Because, nobody really knew. And he was trying to estimate, too. But I would highly recommend reading the book called The 12th Planet by Stitch. That's really, that's where the first time I ever saw this. So I was either a teenager or early 20s, I'll put it like that. Because it was somewhere around in there, because I really, really was under the impression that this was going to happen in 2005. Based on the way that this, the 12th planet was supposed to come in our hemisphere. Now, speaking of the planet, I'm going to give Empress Sade a link. You see it says Freemason draws disk Earth. If you look at this thumbnail, this is the depiction that he has of Earth, and here's the black sun down here. But there's some deeper things that are listed inside of this illustration that he actually writes. Now, everybody know I'm always dumping 369 stuff into the group because that was really important to me, and Tesla, and vibrations, frequencies, and all of that stuff that he was saying, as far as the universe is concerned, and energy. Those are the three things that he mentioned. And you would know the keys to the universe if you understood energy, frequencies, and vibrations. Well, this individual, when he draws this, from other things that I have researched, I see 369. And how the three pyramids, the Giza pyramids, are basically a reflection of that principle. This is a very, very, very eye-opening video that I highly recommend everyone look at to see. And this is not saying to believe that the earth is flat or whatever. It's talking about the ground that you're standing on, as far as this possibly being a disk. And it made a lot of sense. So, Empress, I'll make sure that you get, this link here. Another thing, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask about this, Empress?
No, not yet. We could just keep going.
Okay. All right, we're inching our way to the safe locations. We're going to be talking about California, places on the West Coast. So please stay tuned. There's just a few things I'd like to show you beforehand. Some people are into building earth ships. That's the people that are building the homes that are from the tires and the earth. So they're all using things from the earth. And it's really fascinating to look at some of the videos on this because they're able to keep a home cool based on how the direction of how can you say, they have like a tubing that goes through the home.
Mm-hmm.
It actually allows hot air to go out of the home into the atmosphere and also to have cool air come into the home. So there's some very interesting things about earth ships. And the ones that I've seen are mainly in the desert areas on the videos. I haven't looked at every single video, but these are some things that people are actually getting into right now. They're actually moving off grid and doing things like this. So
Now,
I'll make.
could you go into why? Okay, because it's okay. Why am I looking at an Earth ship? Why would that matter to me right now? Could you kind of go into why we are looking at the Earth ship and why does it matter for them to look at something like this and to think about that for future reference?
Absolutely. For future reference, this is something where you can be completely off the grid. You'll be able to have an insulated home to where you can control the temperature based on nature. And also, you would be able to have things such as solar power. You wouldn't be completely off the grid. There are actually people buying land in the desert right now. They're actually building communities. They're not. It's just not one person out there with an earthship. Very few. A lot of them actually have earthship type communities where they have completely cut themselves off from the system. This is one way to do it. You wouldn't have to worry about lumber. You'd be able to go to places that want to throw away tires, fill the tires with dirt, and actually layer it with dirt and all kinds of things to make an actual home.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I just want to interject. I'm glad that you brought that up because I want to let people know that you will be able to make this with doing recyclable materials.
Absolutely.
And if something was to happen, like many disasters, and say you don't have those hardware stores to go to, you may have to start looking for a sustainable, more green type of way to, fix a property or to create one completely from scratch. And this is where the Earthship will come in handy. So you would, get out of the box, okay? Get out of the complete programming of what you have thought about as far as when it comes to real estate and properties and how they're quote unquote supposed to look like, and to open your mind up into being able to form and create a sustainable off-grid property for yourself with using recyclable materials, and you really don't have to pay a dollar too much, depending on how thrifty you are with finding these materials. I just want to throw that out.
No, I'm very glad that you expanded on that. It's one thing in describing it, but she's also looking at the fact that someone that may not have ever heard of this before, and really trying to help expand your mind that we might be end up in that particular situation. And it's not a bad situation. We're showing you solutions that you can actually use if you find yourself, out there, and there, like she said, there's materials around you that you would be able to build a home. And actually one that is rather safe, and actually one that climate-wise you would be able to stay warm and also be able to stay cool depending on how you build it. Well, these books give you the information that you need to do that. I would highly advise people to do a search on YouTube under Earth Ships and actually start looking into that, especially you builders out there and people that are very inquisitive as far as being able to put something together out of nothing. This is the type of thing that, you could really take advantage of it if you had to use it. Okay? So this is part of the survival tips that I give out. I give out survival tips as far as like tools that we can use, things that we might need, things we might need to protect ourselves. So, we just want to take just a little bit of segment of time out to show you this type of thing. Anything else, Empress, before I move on?
Yes, and I definitely want to say, because I know we go into it, and it seems like almost every show I have to reiterate about fear mongering. Once you start looking at words, it's like this is where the programming kicks in, kind of. When you start thinking about survival, and survival goes into the fear, and the fear of everything being gone, and well. I think people really need to look at the fact that you guys need to look at it again, like, our ancestors used to build their own dwellings, and they use the earth and the materials. You can call it survival, but for them it was just a way of life. That's just how they did
Absolutely.
things. And now that everything has gotten so industrial and commercialized, and we're so used to being babyfied and not so. We've been so dependent on the system to do everything for us, and that's part of the reason why they governed. Is one thing when they talk about in law, they always say, to govern yourself pretty much wisely. And if you don't govern yourself, someone else will. Okay? If you don't govern yourself, someone else will. So you got to keep that in mind. We have to, put on a big girl and big boy pants. It's time for us to, really take more control of our lives and our livelihood, and start putting our skills to use. If you don't have skills, go learn them. Grab some books, some YouTube videos while it's still available, and get some skills about yourself, so you can have something, so to pass down to your children if you have some, and to be able to use those skills when need be, and keep the fear out. Don't put the fear in it. Just this is just stuff that you really just need to know. Okay, so I wanted to keep it more on that basis, because I know like that is like a trigger word, survival. And it's like and people started operating solely on the root chakra at that point, because they're like, oh, what's happening, and then it stresses people out. No, we're just getting back to our ancestors and how things used to be, and before all this, the industrial phase and things that you see now. Okay, going back to nature, going back to unity and oneness, like how we need to be in the first place. That's all I want to say, Empress.
I'm really glad that you mentioned that. And to piggyback on that, this goes back to the conversation that Empress Sade and I have had in the past, and very recently too. We get so accustomed to being comfortable, right, Empress? Being comfortable is not necessarily a good thing, because being comfortable all the time actually can stop a person from growth.
That's right. Absolutely.
Because we grow by feeling uncomfortable. When you see a challenge and you're fearful at first, and then you turn around and you overcome that challenge, there's a sense of more security and also more confidence, once we actually achieve that particular goal or whatever stumbling block you had, you actually get through it. Well, this is what it's about now. And the oneness of all is one of the most important things amongst the community going through this. You have to feel as though you're one. You're one. This person here, this person over there, we're all one unit. And we're going to tackle this together as a team and as a family. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a blood family, but as a family, we are going to have some challenges, and we are going to need to stick together, and we are going to overcome a lot of challenges. That's all I want to say about that. If there's anything you want to add on to that?
No, I think you did a good job on that. You can continue on with whatever you want to share.
I love working with Empress Sade. We just go back and forth so smoothly.
Yes, we do.
It's really a blessing. And things I don't think to say, she always interjects it, thank goodness. Well,
it always pops up.
Yes, it does. Well, now we're going to talk about some toys. All right, let's talk about some toys. I actually bought this, as you can see. No, I'm not buying all of that you see in my cart, but I got my little wish list going over there. Okay, this is a shovel that's actually a saw also. This is military grade. You cannot go wrong. And trust me, I do not work for these people, so I don't get paid by telling you this. As you can see, there's only 2 left in stock. It's only $22, $23 to have a tool to where you can use as a saw and also an entrenching tool.
And why would we need this, Empress, coming up?
You might
Because you
need
said something about the
you might
trenching.
need to cut some wood, and you would have a compact tool right at your disposal where you eliminate two things: a shovel and a darn saw. You can put something like this in your backpack, survival backpack.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that you have a bug out bag. This would be a great thing to put in a bug out bag.
Okay. Because it's compact, it kind of breaks down.
Breaks down. Yep. And if people look, let me show everybody here. See that? Look how strong it is.
Oh, it really breaks down. I didn't know it did that. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
So you can definitely put this in a bug out bag. Okay? Just want to show everybody that. It folds down.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's only 10 inches. See that?
Yeah. I was wondering, you said it could break down in the bag, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's what made me say, okay, does it fold? Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay. And she said it's military grade, so you already know.
Yep.
That it's going to be strong and sturdy. And mind you, we didn't talk too much about Empress, but she's ex-military, so
yeah.
that she has and she knows, you may want to pay attention to some of the things that she comes with and shares with you guys tonight.
I try. I wasn't a Marine. I wasn't Army. I know, and a lot of people that are military, if I tell them what brand, she don't know nothing. I tell you what, no, I don't know nothing when it comes to some things. But some things I can see the value in if I was to buy it, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Air Force. I'm retired Air Force, and the only thing that I did that was really similar to the kind of stuff that I'm talking about was Arctic Survival School. So yes, I did go to Arctic Survival School. I had to build my own snow shelter. I had to dig 5 feet down in the snow. I mentioned this, I think, in the first video.
Okay.
And, how I had to build a shelter to where I could live in it overnight for a few days, So just that one experience alone taught me a lot how to look at nature in a different way. Nature is there to help us. It hands everything to us to where we can survive. We just have to recognize it.
Right.
Everything's there for us. Everything. Well, I mean, you could end up crashing in a plane, and say you happen to run across like what they had us do. Let's just say hypothetically, you was like in a military plane. If you had a parachute, that parachute could actually end up being the basis of your shelter. Clothing, anything, you grab what you can. A lot of people use tarps and stuff, but who was actually in an airplane with a tarp? But you actually have to really look around and see how you can, survive. Maybe one day I could try to find one of the guys that have actually gone to some of the jungle training. I didn't go to the jungle and all the different things. Maybe I can see
okay. Yeah.
They could come in with us and actually, get some more in detail than I can.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, this girl may not have had the training, but I tell you what, I'm sure learning how to look around and notice things that can help me. And looking at a lot of survival videos can really help a lot too. Anything you want to add to?
Oh no, but that would be wonderful if you can do that. Absolutely.
And if anybody hears this, please get in contact with Empress Sade, and we would love to both have you on to talk about some survival things more in detail. What I'm doing basically is just showing you different tools that you can use for like bug out bags, like this one. Doesn't that look like a nice toy?
Yes, it does.
I think I already.
For the price, that's a decent price too.
$34.
$34.
I think I covered this. I can't remember because I've gone through things. No, I didn't cover this one. No, I didn't cover this. This is the one I didn't cover. I covered the other one, I think. But this one right here has so many things, and each thing is more than one thing. Okay?
Wow.
Like the knife could be, it looks like it has grooves on it. Look like you can actually, let's see. Okay, this one is the knife, the fire starter. I do have that whistle, though. I do keep the whistle similar to that. That's a fire starter. It's a whistle fire starter that I have. It's not this one. I keep that in my purse at all times, and I keep my three light, flashlight in that person.
Mm. You know, they did. I'm so glad you brought that up about that whistle. And I want to be clear, too. I don't know, have you seen on your TV, on the news, but I've seen, especially in the last couple of years, and definitely within, I'm going to say the last year, where the news has been, it would be like an earthquake commercial come on, and they would say, oh, get prepared, get prepared. We've been having a lot of get prepared Illinois, get prepared Illinois. And I'm like, you know, when we seen this, we was like, okay, we've never seen any, what are they getting prepared? The fact that they even doing these type of commercials, you know, gave me a red flag right away. And one of the things that, you know, FEMA says when they're talking about getting prepared and, you know, just staying ready for whatever that may happen, they definitely mention, and it's something that people don't think about, is a whistle. Because they said, you know, if you're thinking about storms or even earthquakes, and a lot of people get trapped under a rubble, and no one knows, you know, that you're there, and if you have the whistle, you can whistle, and they will hear that whistle.
Yes,
Dogs will hear the whistle, and they could come and save you if need be. So, I mean, something like that is very important.
Very
you know,
important.
I don't even have yet, but I'm glad you brought it up because I'm writing it down as we speak. Matter of fact, I'm looking at this whole thing. I would like to get the link for this because the name is so long, I'm not going to remember.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I'll get this to you.
Okay.
Like I said, I love gadgets. That's one thing. Like I said, if you look at the top, look how long ago I bought this, guys. I'm not talking about something I just bought 2 days ago. I bought this July the 30th, 2021.
Right.
So this is stuff that I actually took the time to looked at it, and I looked at the price, and I'm gonna tell you something. It is a very great quality. It's not cheap. Look at the rating on it. That's out of 2,500 ratings. It's really, really good stuff. And this is what I like. I had mentioned about the spoon. It had multi-uses. This is a bottle opener, a wrench, a hanging hole, a fork, a harpoon, a can opener, a fish scale, you know, clear the fish scales, scaler, and also a spoon. Look at all of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shoot. Girl, you need to work for them because now you done sold me on the kit. You done sold me on, because I've been buying my own. Now, you know, I haven't punked around on it. Believe me, I got a lot of stuff over here. But it's always something that you feel like you're missing. And this one right here, it just has so much in it. And like you said, everything is multifunctional. So
it's multi-purpose. Yep. And like I said, we're talking about bug-out bags right about now. Let's say you have to leave your home or leave wherever you're at. If you had something like this in your arsenal, I mean, you would definitely have a lot of tools. And we're just talking about one piece of equipment in it.
Right. and you know, let me say this because we talked about the whole fear-mongering thing, and it made me think about something else. Everybody's is talking about 5D Earth and the ascension process, and everybody's talking about, you know, when 5D Earth comes, everything's going to be so beautiful. But people are forgetting one simple fact, and that's the part of, in order to get something new, the old has to go, and it has to be destroyed. It has to collapse. It has to be destroyed. It has to be destroyed to get the new.
Yeah.
Okay? We're going through that where, you know, they said a butterfly, before it's a butterfly, it once was a caterpillar, right? That caterpillar pretty much died. It had to be destroyed and then re-transformed to become the butterfly.
Absolutely.
So we're going through that process, and the earth is going through that process. So while, you know, the earth is giving birth to this new 5D, and it's going through its contractions, because that's what it's going to be doing. You know, Mother Earth is going through her contractions to give birth. You know, it's going to be a lot of, you know, chaos that may happen within that time frame, and you're going to want to be as prepared as possible. And to have something like this with so many different tools and things that you're not going to even think of that you will need, and it would be in this one little kit, $34. Because I'm looking at it, and I'm saying this because I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing stuff that I didn't even think about myself, and now I'm like, okay, this is something that would be great to have. You may have to be on the move. You can't think like Have an A, B, and C plan, people. Don't just think
Exactly.
your A plan is if you're only in your house. That's great. But if something happens to your house and things are, you can't get materials the way you used to, stores have shut down, and things are a little bit bare, and you don't have, then you're going to move. You're going to have to try to move around like how we used to do. Our ancestors, they would move. They would be up north in the summer, and as the winter time came, they would, all move, and they would go further south where they could still plant. We were nomads. We were moving people. We would move along the land. So this is nothing. Yeah, this is nothing new to us. I say forgot because all this stuff is, within us, and it's in our DNA or ONA for us, to, have this type of knowledge where we moved around. This was part of us being a part of nature. So a tool like this will just really help and make things easier. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah.
So much easier. And that, like I said, that was just one little thing. I mean, you want a compass? This has a compass, a whistle, a flintstone, a scraper. All of that, all on that one little thing that you can have on your arm. And wouldn't it make sense to have a compass on your arm?
Yeah, because I have one, but it's not the one that goes on your arm. It's just a normal compass. Wow.
Isn't this crazy?
Mm-hmm. That's all in that one kit.
All in that one little wrist thing there.
We didn't even move to anything else. And for all the stuff that I bought individually, I could get this one kit and pretty much almost had everything.
Everything right there.
I paid more for buying the stuff individually.
And this right here, you can use these clips, like clip that on to your belt. And look at this. You can actually saw. You see this one? A wire saw.
Right, wire saw. See, I have that. Yep.
You can actually put that on a piece of wood. You see how they thought out of the box?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Put that on some wood. So, yeah, there's so many things out here to help us. And, we all think that they're really expensive, but they're not. This thing is only 1 pound. And it has to be look at all this stuff in here. I didn't even show you all of it. There's way more stuff in here.
Right. Shoot, it'll be the whole show trying to show.
I know, right?
Everything that's in here.
So I'll make sure that Empress has this link. I'll give this to her. It's the Amazon link. So this way you guys can look at some of the tools that Amazon has. So we went over this one. We went over the entrenching tool. There's a saw also. And just to let you know, any SOG, S-O-G, survival products that you get are really good. And a lot of them are multi-tool. You see that?
Okay. So remember SOG, guys, S-O-G.
Yes, S-O-G. Okay.
Oh, you said D or G?
G like girl.
G like girl. Okay. I just had to.
I mean, they're the ones that got the axe that's also a hammer.
Okay.
They even have throwing hammers. You never know. Hey, I mean, a lot of us do consider ourselves Native American. So, it's like going back to roots. So like I said, all these things, even the machete is a good thing to have if you have to cut down high grass. And they do have a machete here.
Absolutely.
I got that too.
Yeah, me too. I have one too.
All right.
I definitely have one.
So we're going to get into the program, and I hope we didn't take up too much time. But there's certain things that we need to always incorporate into the show, and I always promise Empress Sade that we will review a couple of survival tools that we can use, stuff that to shorten the time of looking all through Amazon to show you some products. I mean, I've spent the hours looking, and as you can see, almost everything everything I'm showing you, I've actually bought. I think it shows that I have bought it. So I can at least say that it's something that I have, and I actually put my eyes on it. It was really good. Now, we left off, Empress, did we leave off? Oh, yeah, I finished this long paragraph.
Yeah, all about just the basic of California. I think you may have went a drop-in to San Diego. I don't remember.
No, I don't think yeah, I did do San Diego. That's right. We were down to Los Angeles now. Okay, guys. Empress time check. I know that I've taken a lot of time already.
Well, it's 7:30. I want to go at least another 7:30 Central Time. I'm sorry, 8:30 Eastern. I want to go at least another good 30 or so more minutes on it.
You got it. Then I know I need to read fast. Okay, guys, I know a lot of you have already started reading, and that's good, but I'll go ahead and read through it. Los Angeles, the city of angels, will not fare well during the coming earth changes. Long before the actual ship troubles will beset this city, situated on the Pacific coast and atop many active fault lines. That's the main thing right there. The increasingly severe quakes racking the earth during the time will escalate to include quakes of a high enough Richter to break down buildings and bridges in the city dependent upon its freeway system. Broken glass lines, gas lines, polluted water lines, and the smog situation made worse by fires in the city will cause a return to riots and police brutality of the past. Keep that in mind, guys. It's already bad.
Right.
During the week of rotation stoppage, the crust of the earth is under severe stress, moaning under this until the shift causes it to separate from the core and move. During this time, we have mentioned the Atlantic is stretched, causing the southeast portion of the U.S. and Caribbean and islands to the west of England to lose some of their elevation, creating flood tide hazard even before the shift itself. The Pacific, see, that's going to be a sign. See that? That's going to be before it starts. That's going to be a sign right there. The Pacific likewise has stress, not in a stretch, but in a compression. This will cause quakes of a high enough Richter to put Los Angeles into chaos. As the elite in the U.S. are anticipating mobs from L.A. invading their enclaves higher in the mountains and inland, roads blocked by the military protecting the elite can be expected. Now, why would they be there? I have no idea. Why would they subject themselves to that? I have no idea. I heard most of them are going to New Zealand, by the way, anyway.
You said what? Say it one more time.
It's rumored that a lot of the elite have bunkers underground in New Zealand. Right.
Okay.
I don't know why they would want to still be in California. I think that's kind of crazy.
Maybe after the aftermath.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But not during. Can you see
not
that?
during. No, because you know what? They're going to be worried about their families and stuff like that at the time. It's going to be all people pretty much for themselves. And then when the aftermath comes, they'll come.
They'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
And dictate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, not out of L.A. by the week of the rotation stoppage. Y'all remember we looked at the rotation stoppage that was on that sheet, that sequence of events.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That was near the end. Can anticipate being entombed. Oh my gosh. There, as once the shift starts, the flood tide will wash the entire city against the mountain backdrop. In other words, it's going to be like a big slosh. It's just going to completely go towards the mountains. The tide is. Like a tsunami will just take the water all the way there, slosh it all the way there. Guys, be very careful in Los Angeles. I used to live in the area that they're talking about. That's really something there. I would think a lot of people are probably leaving California. They have been leaving California.
Yeah, they have been leaving out in droves. So I know a lot of people that have moved, though some of them moved to the East Coast. I don't know if that's any better.
Yeah, a lot to Texas too. Texas is inviting people in. I remember that. A lot of businesses. Matter of fact, some of the technical companies are actually going to Texas too.
Right. Like Tesla just went to.
That's who it was. It was Tesla. That's right.
Tesla. Mm-hmm.
Santa Barbara, the high mountains around Santa Barbara will be saved from the tidal waves during the shift, but after that moment, this will be a grim spot. During the week that rotation stops, there will be many who realize that tidal waves can be a factor. Just the legends of the flood will be enough to start a migration from Los Angeles, LA, I get tired of saying that, in all directions. Even without this, having survived the mountaintops cannot sustain life, and the surrounding land will be underwater or salt soggy. So that one migrate inland, and one must migrate inland, and any survivors will not be alone on this trail. Travelers with food stock will be robbed. Now, see, guys, stop right there. That is something everyone has to consider. Remember how we've been talking, Empress and I were talking about how you might have to move. You might have to move from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because people are going to be trying to acquire food. They don't have to know who you are or what you are, that someone's even in there. They're just going up to a house. We're talking about hungry people. They're just going to go up to a house, go in the house, somebody in there, if they feel threatened, they're going to shoot the person, and they're just going to go eat what they can. Okay, Empress, I know a lot of people want to feel comfortable, so I just really have to say really what can happen during this time.
Right. And I'm glad you did, because we talked about that comfortability. Look, I was just talking to Empress Phoenix, and I told her, you know, we're at the point, and I'm just going to say straight out, I'm taking you out of your comfortable zone. It's time to get out of it. She's taking you out of your comfortable zone. It's time to completely destroy the programming and all the comfort to come out, because this is the way that if you are focused on your ascension and transformation and higher vibrations, all of these lovely words that people like to toss around, most people that go through hard times first. You know, you know, I think it was Buddha when they were talking about and a lot of people in India, as far as you know, some of their beliefs about suffering, you know, they say, you know, a lot of people, the light workers, I mean, I've heard this repeatedly, had to go through some things, the suffering and the different things that we went through. That's what helped us to get enlightened. That's what helps with your transformation and your ascension. So these are tests. These are tests. We chose to be here. Go through the experience. Let's learn the lessons. Let's pass the test, and this is all part of it. So get out of your comfort zone. It's time to break all of that, all program, and I'm going to help you. So if you're on the Morris News Network, you're in the group chat. We talk about all type of different things that will get you completely uncomfortable. It's a lot of news in there that's going to get you completely on any and everything that you ever thought about, including myself. I look at some of the stuff and I'm like, wow, like whatever you thought is something that is completely opposite in there that'll give you something to think about. I'm telling you. So I'm glad that you mentioned that up, Empress. You can continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. No, I'm glad you said something like that, because mindset is going to have a lot to do with survival. For those that are taking the path of doing the shadow work, and actually working on themselves and feeling those high vibrations, just remember this. You start going through this, you know what the vibrations feel like. While you're going through this, you're going to tell yourself that you're going to get back onto those high vibrations again. You're going to bring it to manifest in front of you, in you, within you, all around you. Do you follow what I'm saying? You've already cleared the karma, a lot of it. You've already experience the hurtful things that you have experienced when you know, in your past, that you've worked through, you struggled through, and that you've let go of. You've let go of some baggage to where you can handle this. Do you hear me? I want to talk to the people that's been working on themselves. You know that you'll be able to bring that great feeling back. And once you get through this, you're going to be able to share that great feeling with the people around you that haven't done the work. You follow me? So everything that we're going through with the shadow work, it all is all a part of this process of a shift. You're doing an inner pole shift.
That's correct.
That way you can handle the outer pole shift.
That's right.
Empress and I, both of us feel that, you know, we don't want to fear mom. That's why we always come back and say something encouraging. Like she was saying, you know, we want you to know there's a reason why all of this is happening. All the fruits of you will see from your hard work, especially after this time. There's going to be more healers. All those people who did that shadow work, you are right in line to be a healer after this. You'll be able to pull the energy up of others around you just by you being yourself. You know, so all of this is relative, and it's so important that everybody do some sort of shadow work before this happens. That way you can help the people that didn't do the shadow work. That might just make it through it too. A lot of people will, I think. San Francisco. Oh boy, that's a scary place for me to even think about. Oh boy, all those hills, all those mountains, just tell me what's going to happen there. San Francisco is a great tourist attraction due to the Golden Gate Bridge, wine country, Chinatown, coastal redwood forest, As with other coastal California cities, it's considered an ideal place to live. This very proximity to the coast is what will doom residents of San Francisco during the earthquake and Pacific sloshing that will accompany the pole shift. Situated on the San Andreas and the other faults, rubble and downed bridges and fires along the large percentage of the population injured can be expected. So trapped, the residents will find themselves inundated with flood tides so forceful and high with that peninsula itself, all the way to San Jose, will have water flowing over it. This flood tide will roar through the Golden Gate, clash with the water that has flowed over the peninsula, resulting in rolling water drowning the residents of many cities around the bay. That's so sad. I grew up out in the area. Survival will be an accident. After the shift due to the forceful subducting of Pacific plates under the west coast, the Bay Area, where I used to live, will actually be above where it is today in elevation, even after the melting of the poles. Water that has flowed inland during the shift will take some time to drain from the inland valleys. However, San Francisco, and move this out of the way, can be anticipated to be a good ocean port for fishing during the aftertime. The oceans will be lush and full of fish. Empress, anything? I know
it sounds like it really hit home, literally. So, no, we'll move on. We'll move on from there.
Yeah, I grew up in the Bay Area. I mean, I went to school there, graduated from high school out that way. That really gets me too. Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about Arizona. This is a place that I had to work, the whole state, actually. As an old rock, not much will happen. Even the Grand Canyon. You know what? I often wondered if that would be a safe place.
Me too.
The Grand Canyon remaining unaffected in spite of the temporary deluges in the area. During the hour of the shift and hours following, the Colorado River will drain the immense amount of water that will dump on the Rockies. During the clash of the water-soaked air that will push inland into the Mississippi Valley during the sloshing of the Gulf, and similar water soak that will push inland into the Sierras during the compression of the Pacific. Existing drainage routes will serve as the route for this water to rush back to the sea. The Hoover Dam will not survive the Richter 9 quake. You hear what I said, Empress?
Richter 9. Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. In particular, will not survive the heaving and jolting that will go on as the Pacific plates subduct under the west coast. Much subduction does not affect only the immediate area, but causes adjustments in neighboring rock strata, sometimes hours afterwards in aftershock. We have stated that all rivers will flood, maybe they mean rivers, will flood beyond their known flood levels, and that riverbanks should be avoided. Guys, just remember this. If you relocate, try not to be by a river anywhere, okay? Just be a little bit more inland from it.
Exactly.
Okay, I just want to point that out because I was looking at land and I saw something by a river and I was like, oh my God, no way. Okay.
Yeah, no waterways. Not that close. You don't need to be close to any waterways.
No, they'll be all happy that you can go fishing because that water is going to probably slosh out. So just
right.
We just want you guys.
Afterwards, though, you might migrate a little bit closer afterwards.
Yes, afterwards, yeah. And the Colorado River is no exception. Arizona will be a crowded area going into the shift due to the mystique that many ascribe to this place, particularly Sedona. Oh my God, I love that place. And thus, the poor land and minimal water will be taxed during the aftertime. Where Arizona rises into the mountains, the highlands offer a better potential for life in the aftertime. So the mountainous areas after that will be a good place. That's good to know. Okay, my name.
Wait, before you go back, so they're not going to be doing any mountain building and stuff like that?
It doesn't sound that way. It doesn't sound that way. We'll have to locate that map.
Some investigation. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that because That's the way they're talking now, because some of those mountains are they're old mountains. You know, some of those areas are old rock, like the Ozark is. You know, and I'll have to check. We'll have to look at that. We'll have to look
Okay.
at that. Or if someone has a question, and I can't see chat, so please, if someone comes in and they have a question about an area, that's a good thing. If anybody's listening, well, I know someone's listening to this. As you listen to this, stay tuned for when we come online, come on, live, because you can actually attend this and ask us about the places where you live, and we'll just read that particular area for you. So
Right.
you will benefit if you actually show up for the live.
Exactly. And for anyone that is on, you can put your questions either in the chat if you're on a computer or laptop, and if you're on a phone, you will have to just try to *6 to kind of ask any questions. But right now, I don't see anybody with any questions, so I would say just to continue on.
Okay. And I do notice that once people see this on YouTube, they think that we're still live. You know, it's a premiere at that time, but we're not actually there. We're actually, have already recorded it. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw on one of the videos I was asking questions, and they didn't realize it was already recorded. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. So, and if you see it, see if you can answer their questions or something.
Okay.
Maybe you can answer them through the YouTube.
I'll go
Okay.
back. I'll do that for you.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'll go back on all the videos that we've done, and I'll see if people ask questions, and see what I can do to help out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Life in the desert in Phoenix is tenuous, and where large cities have sprung up, supported by supported by imported water and electricity brought in from afar. Residents in cities in the middle of the desert are lulled into thinking that life there is possible, even without such support. Being on stable ground, Phoenix will in the main be standing up to this study. Outside of the damage done by hurricane force winds, that's my concern with that. And the possibility of volcanic dust coming or firestorms dropping from the sky, and that's from Italy, by the way. Those who plan on surviving must think about what they will do after they survive. Else they will not long survive.
Oh, your phone is kind of breaking up for some reason.
Uh-oh, okay. We just had someone come in. Hi. She said she didn't get the invite. Okay.
I sent Adaora. I sent it to her, and then I put it in the Missouri potion.
I'm in.
Oh, there she is.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to welcome Empress Adaora.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely. We want to say this. Empress Adaora. She is now on live. We've been covering a lot of material, and I'm glad that she was able to make it, so we can get to some of the things that she would want to speak on as well. We're going to let Empress Phoenix finish up with what she would want to speak on, because we're not going to be on for too much longer, but I want to be able to get Adaora to get some of her information off as well.
Okay, you want me to finish Phoenix up and then turn it over to her after that if you like?
Yep, that's
okay,
fine.
I'll do that. Okay. All right. A check into the past and what did live there and the lifestyle required.
Your phone is a little low and breaking up.
Uh-oh, I'm not on the phone. I'm on my computer. Uh-oh. Okay,
Oh.
it must be internet. I'm sorry. Okay.
You sound better now.
Okay, I moved closer. A check into the past and what did live there, the lifestyle required to be an eye-opener. Where Arizona is old rock and has withstood many whole shifts without buckling. Such cities as Phoenix will find the hard-baked soil reluctant to garden even with torrential and continuous rains. He said third doctors the ground. Ground that has been baked for a millennia in the hot sun is like brick. See, they're able to make those homes out there though, because it's like a clay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now I get it, but they can't grow anything. As what would not blow away in the wind as dust and wash away the flash floods was hard. Phoenix is circled by agriculture and supported by water piped in from nearby rivers, with this culture established may react to increased rains that follow every cold shift with the attempt to produce food for survivors. In days, the population will lean heavily on any farms nearby, which will find themselves stripped of any edibles so that sustained agriculture is not possible. Oh, wow. What an illusion. I bet those people don't even have any idea.
Mhm.
Phoenix, like most cities with high numbers of survivors, will find the human survivors like a fleet of locusts, consuming everything in sight. Oh, it's sad. With deserts on all sides and travel inhibited by broken roads and bridges, travelers trying to escape this plight will likely find themselves dying of starvation before getting to land that can support them. Oh my
Okay. So
God.
yeah, and it kind of makes sense because it was barren land from the beginning. It's going to take some time for the land to start to grow. There's places that was once flourishing.
Yes.
Lands with plenty of different plants that became desert. So you got to look at things are going back into that process. It would take some time for real life to come back on that land. So the in between stage, you must again have your ABC plan. You want to have somewhere to go during the shift, have somewhere to go if you need to move forward from your current location. Have a place in mind for plan B. And if plan B doesn't work out, have a plan C, okay? So you're going to need a couple of different plans, different locations, and what she's doing right now by going through these locations will let you know what you kind of need to do and use your intuition to try to pull you into the direction where you need to go, okay? So
Right.
that's what we're doing by doing this. I'm sorry, was there anything else that you want to add?
No, I'm just saying, let's say, thanks for allowing me to do this because, I want to read ahead before we do the shows, but I don't. I don't do it. I think, okay, let me discover this, while we're talking about it here. That way, what comes to mind will come out. I don't want anything to be totally rehearsed, when it comes to talking about this.
Right.
Yeah, Arizona is we have Tucson, Philadelphia, New Mexico, so it's a thing we're going through the desert cities, so that way people know what to expect in those places. So everybody just, keep your guys high. I know you're probably like, how can I? Well, with information that you're getting now, you can better prepare yourself and things that you need to do for you, yourself, and your family.
Yeah, absolutely. The information really helps people to again be prepared, and when you're prepared and you actually have a plan in place, that it makes things less stressful. So
Yeah.
I know for me it does. I would rather have a plan in place so I could be less stressed than to be everything to be super chaotic. So
Right.
yeah.
That concludes everything that I think we'll do today, and
Okay.
next week we'll just pick up with Tucson.
Okay, perfect. Well, I thank you so much, Phoenix Star,
Yes.
for coming on and you shared a lot of good information, a lot of good tools. We're going through locations now, and we're covering other materials that some people may think does not have anything to do with the shift, but I mean, it kind of does because you got to look at what society is going to be like afterwards. So it goes into so much. So we're going to be covering a lot of different things on here. And now I would like to go back and introduce Miss Dora to come on so she can speak on certain things that she wants to talk about to kind of help people out right now when speaking on the
And she's
shift.
taking off share. I'm sorry, taking off computer share too.
Does she have any, Adora, do you have anything that you want to share, some visuals? Let me see.
I don't have any visuals, but I know that I've been, I'm sorry.
No, I was just telling Phoenix I'll keep it on that page just so it could be something up. If you want to put something up so people can see maybe a couple of tools while Adora goes through some of the
Now,
things.
for some reason, the entire link in the group is not on my computer, but it's on my phone. All I'm getting is emojis. I don't know if there's something I'm doing wrong, but I can't get to the link on my computer. I can see just the live streaming, but everything like above that is like now missing, and I don't know why, but I can see everything on my phone.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So I don't even see
Yeah,
what
that's
she's
on your phone.
what she's got on her computer. Whatever she has up, I'm not allowed to see it. Like, I can't see it right now.
Okay.
What I did want to say was, I know that I've stated, and I know she stated, and you have as well, about Chris Thomas, and I think that he is going by a couple of different pen names at this moment. I don't think he's going by his name, and I've been noticing that he's still being active, and he's posting regularly online on YouTube, and I've been noticing, like, the last couple of weeks, he's been having a couple of, like, 2 lives during the day. And anytime he does that, I know that means that there's something that's urgent that we need to, see. So I don't know what all she covered, but I know that things are rapidly, like, moving. And we've got to get prepared, and we've got to get prepared fast. Like, the poll shift, yes, but everything else is going to happen prior to that. We need to get things moving. I know we stated the last time, I think it was 2 times ago, about the 10 days of darkness. I don't even think it's going to be 10 days of darkness. I think it's going to be a little bit longer than that. And I have a feeling that's going to be happening sooner than later as well. I don't even think we need to be counting on, like, December. I'm thinking, like, we need to be prepared, and it's like by the end of November we might be getting our first hit. And that's just the honest truth.
We was, something, you just came on, we just talked about that they give us dates far away, but we think it's happening now, and Brother Ryan is going to come in on Friday to even discuss it a little bit more. Go ahead.
Great. So at least I know we're all on the same frequency as long as that's, as far as that's concerned. So I know that there's a couple of, actually I think I may have saved 2 of the YouTube links. I don't know how to share them with you. I'm going to see if I can share it with Phoenix and then see if she can get it. Okay. But there's another guy that I've been following. I think his name is like Nomad Farmer 73. Something like that, but he is definitely getting prepared. And I've been noticing that he not only is trying to get us all prepared, but he's trying to help us get prepared with the minimum cost, if that makes any sense to you guys, because a lot of things are really, really high right now. So if you, let me go to his page so I can make sure I'm giving you the right information. And after following him, I'm sorry?
73, is that Lead Farmer 73 on YouTube?
Yes, okay, that's the right one then. Okay, so we're all on the right page. Okay, yes.
He's good.
He's got a battery that I've watched the review on, and I've even seen it. Best Buy is offering it. I know you can find it on Amazon. It's an Energizer solar generator, and I know that I am going to get it because it's from seeing what he was. I'm sorry.
She said Energizer.
I'll pull it up for you.
Energizer solar generator.
Oh, yeah.
It's 200. And tell her it shouldn't be more than 200.
Okay, it shouldn't be more than 200. Pull that up right quick so they can see it on the screen just in case. And I know exactly what you're talking about because I've got it from him.
Okay.
I looked at him doing the thing.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So I don't even know if I need to go any further, but that is definitely a winner in my book. So that's what I'm going to be getting. And also, for those of you that don't have a water system, I really, really think that it's really good to invest in one of those like home like dehumidifiers or whatever. I have one in my basement, and literally I collect water in it every day, sometimes twice a day. So I've already decided that's going with me on my RV because that's going to be a way for me to collect my water around the way. I don't know if anyone wants to put inside the chat a good purifying agent as far as what system that they are using, because I've seen a couple that are out there. I personally don't know which ones, everyone is like going towards, but I think that's something else that you probably need to get into as well.
Berkey. You have the big Berkey.
The Berkey? Okay. I just saw Soul Doula. She was talking about that one. That's the one that she had. Okay.
What's the name of the dehumidifier that did you have one you recommending? Because I pulled it up. I talked about that. You have a big one, but I might just take it with me. I don't know. This is the one. Is this the one?
I'm going to have to go to my basement and see. I don't know the name of it, but I know the one that I have, it collects so much water and it's easy to handle. And let's see. Hisense, Hisense.
Okay, what is it, man?
SENSE.
Got it right there?
I can't see, remember?
Is it Hyacinth? Is that it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. How many pints is it?
Oh, that one I don't know. I don't know what the price is on that one. Only price I knew about was the Energizer solar generator.
Okay, here's one here. Is it this one?
Let me see. I could probably look at it on my phone. Hold on.
Yeah, she can't see. She can't see, so she doesn't know how many pints or the price right now. But I'm looking at it, and the prices that you have. What is that one? How much was that one? That 3.5 that you pulled up. Did it say the price for that one?
No, it didn't.
Click on it again, because it may be with different sellers. Does it say a sellers? Go up at the top.
It has my name on it. That's why I was like.
Does it say see all? No, right there where it says see all buyer options.
Oh. That'd be better for this computer. The problem was it was showing my name, and I didn't like my name showing.
Okay. I see TVs and all of that.
They sell a lot of stuff. Okay.
So I know that we cover locations, or you guys cover locations, and I think you said you guys cover shelter as well, correct?
We covered a little bit about shelter. We can only cover so much, you know what I mean. Hold on. Yeah, we didn't cover everything. There we go. I mean, we just covered. We only covered like a couple of survival things. We cover, just very little things. So that way we just spread it out, and then we come back to next week.
Yeah. Do you have something to say for the people as far as?
I'm gonna pull this up.
I do think that we do need to try to make we need to try to get like a meet and greet going like as soon as possible, whether we're going to do it like Zoom or if we're going to try to actually meet physically, but that needs to happen as soon as possible.
Yeah, so if anybody is interested, okay, in joining the community, for the people that are looking, we're only looking for people that are on the same wavelength and that are looking to safe locations. They don't know where to go. You can reach us right now. If you reach me, you can contact me at mooresnewsnetwork@gmail.com. That's mooresnewsnetwork@gmail.com. And then you can also come to Telegram and speak to one of the Empresses if they would like to leave their information. I don't know if you guys want to leave it, but they are still part of the Moores News Network. You can get in contact with Phoenix Star or Empress Adaora. I don't know if you guys want to share that information. You can if you like.
Mine is just mine is just my first and last name. I don't care. I mean, at this point, it's everywhere. Adaora, O-N as in Nancy, Y-E, M as in Mary, E, L as in light, U as in unicorn, K as in kite, W as in white, E as in elephant, @gmail.com.
Okay. At gmail.com. Yeah,
sometimes I don't want to put on Telegram. Contact me on Telegram at
contact
on Telegram. 727.
Okay. There you go. So where everybody can feel comfortable. Okay. Yeah, and we're going to get something started for the real serious people that are interested in looking for building community, safe location, and they're trying to do something right away. If you can do something right away, please reach out to us, and let's get something started, because again, like we stated before, we're doing this publicly now, but those are going to be more private meetings at that time. Okay, you can continue, Adaora.
Can you hear me now? I'm sorry, I had to mute that. I'm sorry.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you now.
So I know that I don't know where everyone was thinking as far as like shelters were concerned, but I know that it has been on me. I don't know why, but I've been dreaming about it. I'll drive and I can literally see it, but I don't know why, but I'm definitely seeing some shape of a pyramid. I don't know why, but I keep on seeing it. I know there's a couple of guys that are on YouTube that have been talking about building them. I don't know if this is going to be like an infrastructure just for us to have some type of extra like wireless energy, if we're going to end up using it for portals or what, I don't know. But that's another reason why I'm like, okay, this has been on my mind. I know I need to get to it, but at the same time, I know group effort is even better. So I don't know where you ladies are at as far as that's concerned as well. I don't know if that'll be like a center point of our community. I don't know, but I'm definitely seeing a pyramid of some sort. It's gotten to the point that I've actually taken my what are they called? The things that you lay your pallets. I've taken the pallets that I had downstairs in front of my washer and dryer because there were some extra ones, and I've taken them outside. And I've decided that I wanted to paint them, and I went online and I found some shungite powder so that I can make my own paint. So it's like I'm getting visions in my head. I'm like, okay, I want to incorporate crystals. I want to get like a big organite pyramid to even put on top of it. I don't know what exactly it's going to be used for, but I feel like this is going to be for the community, so I wanted also to put that out there.
I'm glad you did. Because, you know, it has been stated that, you know, when you get into a crystal, people used to do, it was like different crystal pyramid type of structures that people had in their home, and they would go in to meditate. And because it was made out of like copper and different materials, and particularly crystals, they were talking about the energy that they would get from that. So it will have the potential to do everything. It would have the potential to do every and anything that we've done in the past, that our ancestors have done. So I could very well see many more pyramids being in our communities and going back to that. Oh, thank you. Empress Phoenix has brought some up, and they look amazing.
And you know, one thing she has a very good point. There was something that I learned about the wind. The wind handles, the dynamics of the wind handles a pyramid home a lot differently. It's not subject to fall and collapse.
I can see that.
You know, because of the way it's designed. So what she brought up is a very good point.
I can see just from once you put the structure up, I can see that. Continue, Empress Adaora.
Maybe that would just be maybe that would be for the security, just for that big storm. I don't know, but I just know that it's heavy on my mind as far as that's concerned. So I've already put that on my list as far as extra things that I'm going to need to buy in order to prepare, because I know Chris mentioned that as well, as we have to make sure we have something shelter-wise before, during, and after. So it's like we have to have like a 3-step approach. So I completely agree, too, with having multiple plans. But as far as that's concerned, we need to have multiple plans for shelter as well.
Oh, you got that right. Absolutely. Okay. That was a good one. And she has pictures up, and as she's showing the pictures to the
I wish I could see everything.
I know. Man, I didn't know, if you Google it, people went crazy with designs with their pyramid structures for their homes. I mean, this is like straight out of science fiction movies. That's how crazy they went. So it's a real thing that a lot of people are doing. It's a real thing. Look at that. It's a real thing. You could continue, Empress Adaora.
Okay, and then I don't know what, as far as locations, if people are trying to leave or if they're considering staying, but just trying to go to, you know, particular locations that are here. There's a couple of places that I know that I thought were okay in the beginning that I'm now learning that aren't, and then vice versa, where there were places that where I was told or I saw that weren't okay that are actually okay now. So as far as potential places, I feel like they've kind of shifted to a certain extent, but the urgency is still there. I definitely want to be getting a move on it before the end of the year. Like, that's just, I don't want to wait until the summer. I think the summer is going to be too late.
And I agree. I agree with that. I believe that it's going to be too late. I mean, not to say things won't continue to happen, but will it already start? I believe it's pretty much already starting. So
started, correct.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the sooner we can pick a destination, get the land, get a plan as far as moving and strategizing and all that, I think that there will also be a sense of not comfort, but a mind state of rest for a little bit. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like right now, even when I'm resting, I'm not resting. It just seems like there's just constantly, whether it's something that's going on while I'm supposedly resting and it's in the spiritual warfare, whether I'm battling, I don't know, but it's like I'm constantly going. And even when I'm trying to just going about like my daily, routine, I notice myself like zoning out where I'm just like, I might just see an RV drive past me, and all of a sudden I'm like doing calculations in my head. Like it's like I'm just constantly on the go. Like my crown chakra is like overactive right now. But I just feel like if we can get something planned before the first of this month, and it'd be something solid where we have, I mean, I definitely believe that we're going to be stronger in numbers, but at this point, I don't feel like we need to wait. And I don't want us to wait, and then we're going to be sitting here trying to swim with the sharks. That's what I don't want. So I feel like we need to pick a date, pick a time, whether it's going to be a Zoom, whether it's going to be in person, and then we're just going to have to stick to it. And those that make it, and let's move forward. Because if we keep on waiting, we're not going to get good land, and we're just and like I said, a lot of stuff that I've been seeing, we're just not going to get access to.
Exactly.
And we need to just get a move on things. So I just feel like between whoever else, I know that there's another gentleman on Friday, whoever, you want to collaborate with, let's try to pick a date and let's really try to get things moving. Because, I mean, like constantly, I'm looking for grants all the time. If anyone wants any more information about grants and stuff like that, let me know, because I'm constantly looking, because I'm like, okay, it's free money out there. We need to be getting our hands on it.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because I spoke on that before, that they're about the grants, and we need to dig deeper into that, especially for the people that's really serious. We need to dig deeper into that. And I don't want to mess both of you guys up right now with some breaking news right now, but I'm on Telegram, and I could be wrong, but I don't see Chris's channel anymore.
Did it just delete?
I tried to go back and press the invite link, and I was the only one in the room.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
What happened?
It's here. It's here.
Okay.
This is the one with pole shift with the hyphen in it.
It says Surviving Ship. I think I had that one. You sent it to me, and I clicked on the link, and then, hold on.
Oh,
I was about to say, what happened to Chris?
The community thing that reposted it. Ariane.
Oh, that's what they did? Okay. Let me get back.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good.
Woo. Okay. All right, keep it moving. I'm sorry.
Okay, so no, you're fine. I thought no, honey, I'm waiting for something big. I thought Isis had said something that hit the fan. I'm like, okay, well let me know. Let's get to moving.
No, right? That's what I was thinking.
No, but Brother Ryanell's coming on Friday, and people need to see this, because he's talking. He was supposed to come on today, like now. He was supposed to be on right now. And he said, nope, I'm coming on Friday. And I said, okay. He said, I got some more concepts, and he's going to be talking about the pole shift. So, and he sounded really excited on what he was talking about. So, I just can't wait for him to, really break down what the heck he think is going on. So, if you guys want to tune in to him on Friday. He'll be on probably about 7 p.m. Central. Okay. Are you still there, Adaora?
But as far as, I'm still here, but as far as everything that I want to touch base on, because I wasn't there for the beginning to see what all, or hear what all Sister Phoenix had to talk about, I think I'll just wait for Friday.
Okay. Yeah, well, we talked about pretty much some of the same. I'm glad you came out to say what you had to say as far as the structure, as far as the properties. That was a good one. We just talked about tools, some locations. Empress Phoenix, you did the whole thing with the black sun. Did you?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you that link where he where he drew the black sun. I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to put this link also just to let you know that there's a complete guide on the art of urban survival, and it's free. Not only that, he also has, I enrolled in this course on how to build a community. So I'll give you that link also.
On how to what?
How to build a community. It shows you, it tells what he did in the overview. He said he's going to talk about legal-wise, legalities, the best way to address it if you're going to make it incorporated. That way it doesn't send alarms to when you file through the filing. Also, he's supposed to show how you interview people to belong in the community to make sure they're a good match. Things of that nature. He goes through everything. He's going to go through the skills that's needed, how you can start it off where it looks like it's like just a community coming together, growing things, or coming together. So if the shit hits the fan, you can turn around and convert it to a survival group. Stuff like that. He just gives you different ways to do it. I'll go ahead and I'll put his channel. His channel also on YouTube. I'll leave that as a link too. I see. What I did was I posted it before I enrolled, and now it looks like Ariane is going back reposting it because she must have saw the value in it.
Okay.
She must have saw the value in it.
Okay.
So people are starting to repost it. So I think it's probably something that other people may like. So I'll put that down as a link.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think you know what, and I'm glad, Adaora, you were able to come on so you can give those tips, and maybe we'll try to come back next week and dive a little deeper into some more things, especially because my thoughts were I had talked to Empress Phoenix, and I was saying once we were talking today, and I found out what Brother Ryanell's going to talk about on Friday, I think we need to do a recap of the stuff we're talking about, link it to some of the stuff that he's going to be talking about, and then do a recap on our thoughts on our situation after hearing new data. Yeah, new data that he's coming and bringing. And he normally doesn't talk about these things like that. So
it's important, huh?
Yeah, because you know him. He's like that he didn't put on. He didn't put on different things, just dealing with on the spiritual level and breaking stuff down. More on the solar systems and all that type of stuff. But he's talking about this. So I said okay, and he postponed his class. I'm like, okay, well, if he's doing it, it's for a reason. So we're gonna come back next week and then to talk about some more stuff. But I thank both of you guys for coming on today, and I thank everyone for tuning in that is seeing this live right now, but also that's going to see it on YouTube. Please, when you see it premiere, we're not live anymore. However, you'll be able to leave any questions or comments in the live chat, okay, during the premiere. So if you have anything that you want to add to the conversation, any useful information that you can add, please do so. And I almost forgot. There was a lady by the name of Angel. Okay, I'm not going to say her last name because she didn't give me permission to do that. But I forget. She got in contact with me, and she might be part of Chris's group, but she may not be part of the Moors News Network. And she came and she brought some other tips, and I told her I was going to read it. And one of them says, well, this is her story. She says, I have been preparing for 2 years now, and she says, remember not to forget old tools that don't need electricity to rebuild. Don't forget first aid kits with sewing needles and good thread to sew up bad cuts. And I have different like sewing. I went and got like surgical equipment, and I bought things like for your teeth. Yeah, I bought things for your teeth. So if you want to get some dental equipment, you can actually buy that, and you can buy the filling. Most people probably not going to want to do the filling, and I'm not talking about the mercury filling. I'm talking about the compository filling. If you had to do it, you can get those type of things. But I went and got the book and that they teach the medical students along with the suture needle and stuff like that, so I can know how to do that just in case you have to. So she did say that.
What's the name of this book?
You know what? I'll give it to you. Hold on. I don't have it in front of me, but you know, I'll forward over the one that I got. Is for medical.
Oh my God! You just struck on something, dear. I didn't even know existed. Temporary tooth repair kits.
Temporary tooth repair kits. Boom. Yeah, get that. And I got that. This stuff actually it works, and you can do your own tooth. I got that stuff before, so they do have that. It does work, and you know just the stuff because remember if you're being your own dentist, we don't think about dentists. We always think about being your own like doctor for like okay, I'm taking natural herbs and medicines, but you don't think of if something happens with your tooth, what would you do? Or if it's a big deep cut and you need to sew it up, what would you do? Would you know what to do? So we think of band-aids, but we don't think deeper, and I want us to get more into it because we're going to be doing everything. So so she did say that, and then she said triple antibiotic cream, which we can make our own, but she said triple antibiotic cream for infections, etc. And then she said, you know, of course she had many good ideas, and she said a good mountain bike. Now, I have plenty of mountain bikes, and all my children have mountain bikes. You're going to need that. If you don't have gas and you run out of gas, bike is going to be one of the main sources to get you anywhere.
We covered the mountain bike. There's actually an electric on it that can also go manually, too, because you can actually charge it with solar.
I remember you saying that, but I would actually suggest that people have both. Have stuff that's completely manual. Like I have a manual can opener, and I also have an electric can opener. You know what I mean? I like to have both because if one goes down and it messes with you with any way of being able to get around, if you just gotta use your legs and your feet to pedal around, if that's what you have to do, then so be it. And like a good wagon too, so you can carry things. You might want to have a good wagon. So you can move things around. So she said mountain bike with a hand air pump. Now remember hand to get around with no gas because they have the electrical, but say you don't have electrical, so you want to get that hand pump. She said a good old sled to pull behind you with whether on foot or on bike to carry stuff. A good sled. So you can use a sled too. And then she said, I figured there would be no gas or electricity. And she said, start saving all your clothes, dryer lint, the lint. And she said, it takes up small space,
fire starter.
And it's a fire starter.
Yep.
And then she said, when you have to go back to making fire, or it will help. Hold on one second. Then she says, the air will not be safe for a while, so you can also, if we're looking for masks and stuff like that, she said you can take coffee filters and take 2 of them with a bandana, okay, and put the coffee filters and then the bandana, or make some type of great filter mask of your own. And also the coffee filters are good for filtering water as well. So then that comes from, like, you use it for multiple sources. And for those that do eat meat, this is for those that do, or you have family members that do, even if you don't. One good thing to look at would be to have rabbits, a male and a female, because they mate quickly and they have multiple babies rather quickly, and it would just be a good way to be able to produce your own meats quicker. And they don't take up a lot of space, nor do they eat that much. So it's just something to throw out there. And mind you, for grounding, you may, eat pieces every now and then. Like I said, I know many vegans and stuff like that, vegetarians, so forth. They eat some meat, or they may eat it sparingly to ground themselves.
We absolutely have to sometimes. Correct.
Yeah. So those were her tips. I almost forgot about it because I was just about to get off. I want to quickly read that before.
Are you going to put that in the comments? I hope so. Those are some really great ideas.
You know what? I will put that in the comments, and I'll definitely put it within the group. If you're not part of the Morris News Network on Telegram, please join us. The invite link will be provided in the description below because the information that we're putting out here on YouTube, it'll be this information, but a lot more that we're going to put within that group. And then also, if you want to be part of the shift as far as getting together and talking a little bit more about places that you want to go, safe places, and joining the community. You can get in contact with Adaora. She left her email, and you can also get in contact with Empress Phoenix Star on Telegram, and then there's a group on Telegram. Could you tell them the name of the group? That's only for Missouri, Illinois, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have another group for anybody?
Here, I'll give you something.
And the reason why I'm saying that, because some people may be in other places, but still want to come to the safe place. They might be in Texas right now and say, hey, yeah, I want to join the community, and they may not be part of,
Here's one for Kristen, Surviving the Pole Shift. And what I'll do is I'll make a copy of the link, and I'm putting all this on a notepad, and I'm going to give it to you.
Okay. So you guys will be able to come join with Chris's group, because he talks so much about the pole shift. We're going to have that link as well. Okay, guys, so we are wrapping it up today. Again, thanks everyone for tuning in. We appreciate you guys, and we're definitely going to see you next time. Thanks to Empress Adaora for coming in, sharing so much good information with the people today, and Empress Phoenix Star for sharing so much information. We've been going through this week to week, trying to break this down, because it's just so much to share, and we're going to dive deeper into a little bit more next week. Again, and thank you guys so much. I appreciate both of you guys so much for doing this, and I think that's it for today. Let's wrap this up. I'll say peace and love to everybody, and we will see you next time.
Love and light. See you again next time.
Bye-bye. Peace and love.